DK, the other day you chatted about how world number one correlates to them winning a tournament. And our friends at Sky Sports actually had a little graphic, which I found very interesting because it was in lines with what you were talking about. From 1987 to 2019, we see there have been 4 winners who have ranked number 1 and gone ahead to win the World Cup. So this definitely merits for a discussion, doesn't it?
Absolutely. If you do look at the last 5 World Cups, 4 of them have been ranked first and gone on to win the tournament. And just the one aberration is actually India. Zach was part of that squad and they were second. So which tells you that there is a correlation between being number 1, which basically means you've played consistent and good cricket throughout the year. And when you walk into the World Cup with that sort of performance and confidence, it generally and definitely helps you in a big tournament like that. And for India, the biggest hurdle would be the big semi-finals. When they reach that destination, they need to play a game which is very proactive and the belief that they can go ahead and do whatever is required and not second guess themselves. But it is a great stat, and I know Zach, being one of those who was a very integral part of India's win, can tell you walking into the World Cup, being number 2 placed, how it feels going into a World Cup, which is a home World Cup again.
Zach, for fans like me, it's almost like 2011 May, the World Cup was in India. We were world number 2. It's fine if we are world number 2. We want that result. Are you someone who believes in any of these rankings, superstitions, or you're someone who just goes ahead and plays the game?
No, rankings, I look at it just as a reflection of how the team is doing. TK was rightly pointing it out that if you are number 1, that means you are doing a whole lot of things properly. You are winning consistently. I think that consistency is a big factor for any team to be one of the top teams. So rankings are a reflection of that. But when you look at a tournament, I think it's about clicking at the right time. That is something which is very important. It's just about creating that momentum. And when you're looking at a tournament like World Cup and this format, you know that there are certain teams which you want to beat in the league stage. And the tough teams. If you're managing to do that, it's just going to be that much easier for you to get into the semis. And once you get into the semis, then that's when that real day comes to foray, and you have to really put your best foot forward. And by that time, you got to have that belief and that momentum which we often speak about, peaking at the right time. Whether your squad has that or not, the success of the tournament is dependent on that. You look at England team also in 2019, the way they were building it up, and the way the clarity in terms of the template of cricket which they wanted to play, the brand of cricket which they wanted to play. They wanted to be approaching white ball cricket in a certain manner, and then it resulted in that. Tough situations will happen, but what will get you out from those tough situations is your lookout and your recent past. So when you're looking at India's recent past right now, the tough tournaments against tough oppositions, how you've been flaring up, all those things are going to matter, and those signs are good signs right now because there are a lot of individuals in that team which are ticking those boxes in terms of being ready for the big tournament.
Well, we've got news. Sorry, DK.
If you do look at the stat that you just put up as to number 1 and how they go on to win the World Cup, and you take the last stat, the last 6 matches performance, and you see that when it comes to India, there's Rohit's name, Shubman's name, Virat's name, KL Rahul, Surya Kumar. So this basically the whole batting lineup. And you go to the bowling, you see Jadeja's name, Kuldeep's name, Shardul Thakur's name, you see Hardik Pandya, Siraj, and Bumrah, who should be there because he's obviously done really well. So we're talking about 11, 12 players in the current Indian team who have done well in different places. And that is a very, very good sign leading into the World Cup. Just like you said, I think you were right when you said very similar to Gujarat Titans, who had a different man of the match almost every time they won a game. This is also a very similar stat that there are different people performing at different points, which should give a lot of confidence to Team India walking into that World Cup start of October.